Welcome to our live stream of high school sports. Please note that this broadcast is produced by an independent team of sports enthusiasts, and the views, opinions, and commentary expressed are solely those of the commentators and not representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind you. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind you. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level, don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We got all kinds of problems. Things, lights popping up and stuff during the intro. It is YSN Live for this Tuesday, the 11th of November. You know what that means. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. It's also 11/11, make a wish. And I wish that all the veterans out there were appreciating a lot more than they are from everybody. I think everyone needs to just realize how important these veterans are, and not just on this day. I think it should be an everyday thing. One of those things that we talk about where we have a day where we make them special, which is great, but let's not leave it at today. Let's have every day, a day where we kind of acknowledge how important these people are to the life we get to live, whether it be now or if you served in the past. I mean, we've had our military save our butts countless times in our nation's history. So it's not a one-day thing.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Have for a long time, for about 40 years now. My grandfather, a Marine, so many others in my family have served in different roles. When you think about what this day means to so many, a lot of people will look at it, and some people don't even know what it means. Some people don't understand. They think it's just remembering those that have died. That's Memorial Day. Veterans Day is acknowledging and thanking and saluting those that have served and are serving in our country, that have, some of them have given the ultimate sacrifice, but not just the veterans, but their families as well, because everybody knows that, or maybe you don't, that military across, from sea to shining sea, as we said, as we'll see here in a minute, they serve. And it's not an easy form of service, because sometimes you get that call and when the wolf growls out the door and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if that's the last time you're going to see that person or how they're going to come back. And a lot of times they come back changed. A lot of times they come back and they've seen some stuff or they've done some stuff to ultimately create the freedoms that we have today. This country that we live in, which we are so very fortunate that we based our very business on, the red, the white, the blue. It's a country that was born out of, trails of blood and sacrifice. And still to this day, without war, there would be no peace. And fortunately, we have the greatest military organizations in the world. We are so blessed to have people that would die to defend this country, and the families that serve along with them. So to each and every veteran, to each and every active service duty member, from all of us, to each and every one of you, we say thank you for everything that you do for our country. It is so very cherished and sacred, and we're so appreciative of everything that you do, and we understand the sacrifices and certainly appreciate them along the way. So with that being said, we made a little video this morning that we want to it's debuted on social media, but we want to make sure that everybody sees it who watches this show. From sea to shining sea, and especially here in our valley, we stand united with those who stand for us. When the rest of the world looks to divide, they are the ones who unite us. The ones who face adversity head on and don't blink. They show us what real heroes look like. Today and every day, we honor those who have served and still serve, and thank them for their sacrifice. And those that show us what it's like to have a heroic sense of belonging within our own communities. The ones that let us do the things we love for the people we love. Thank you, veterans. YSN. Heroes welcome. Yes, sir. That's, I don't know how to get back on here. There we go. And pop yourself back on. I don't know how to get you back on. There we go. Thank you, veterans. We appreciate you. And certainly as we change our motto, I thought today was one of those days that it's a perfect timing to switch over from the loyal local live era to the heroes welcome era. And why do we change over to heroes welcome? It's because, Anthony, you and I talk about it all the time. Heroes, yes, they are our military. They are all over. And the definition of a hero changes and depends on whoever you ask. And for us, heroes, to us, specifically in this company, specifically to the people that work here, are those student athletes, the coaches, in the communities that they belong to, because people don't realize how sports can change lives, how sports can, change your future, can change everything about it, because it's a rallying, it's that rallying point within a community that everybody looks to and they say, hey, listen, all is said and done, we know that we all unite under, yes, that banner that has 50 stars and 13 bars, but certainly the banner in our own district, in our own communities. When you talk about sports, it's what unifies us, and the heroes that they have, whether it be serving in our country or serving our country in general, or whether it be some of the men and women who advance themselves into professional athletic careers, or some of the folks that are doctors, lawyers. Heroic sense of belonging is dependent on who you are. And right here at YSN, we want to make sure that we continue to provide a heroic sense of belonging to those student athletes, those coaches within their community. So we say one simple little phrase, YSN, where heroes are welcome. So, hey, welcome to a new era here in YSN. We're excited to be part of it. We're excited to have each and every one of you be part of it. And Ant, obviously a special day here as we celebrate veterans, but we also celebrate a turning of the page, per se, here at YSN, one I know you're very excited for.
Yeah, and I think you brought up this idea a couple of weeks ago, and it seemed like, well, everyone on YSN, when you got the idea for it, was kind of on board, because I think we all kind of agree that not only do we want to recognize the heroes that already exist, but we also want to make the ones that are kind of growing, the ones that are kind of getting into their heroism and trying to fit on that cape. We want to give them a space where they can feel like they are heroes, where they can kind of flex those hero muscles a little bit and show everyone why they are heroes, and shine a light on maybe the lesser known people that are trying to do heroic things in the shadows, maybe, because we have the heroes in our minds that are front and center all the time. And those are great people, but there's also heroes that need their stories told still. And that's one of the things that I think we always strive to do. We've always strived to do, even before we made the tagline Heroes Welcome. That's one of the things that we've kind of done from the start. We've tried to shine a light on all the people's stories out there that are doing great things for their team, their program, their communities. So I think Heroes Welcome just makes perfect sense for our mission statement here at YSN, what we always strive to do.
What I'm excited about most, I think it boils down to a couple of things. We don't have to change who we are to be able to let people know who we will continue to be. Right. I mean, Loyal Local Live, it's something that's been around for 9 years, something we came up with. It's cool on a business card. It is who we are naturally, but I think as we evolve and we continue to people continue to realize who we are and to discover, I think maybe for the first time, who we are and why we are, it's important to let them know, we invite heroes, whether it be those that served our country and or those that are serving their districts, some serving their communities. It's important to have heroes, I guess, at the end of the day, right? It's important that you have something that you strive to become or someone that you strive to be like. And, I've had it in my community for as long as I've been around. It's one of those things, like, I've always wanted to put my community on my back and to be seen in that light of, potentially being someone's hero or, my own kid's hero, or being your own hero sometimes can be one of those things. And that's the thing we want to continue to promote heroes, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so are heroes. Right. And, my kids are my heroes. My wife's my hero. I have so many heroes that we have because of, I understand what they've gone through, where they've come from and where they are now. And to me, when we do these interviews, when we do these games, these matches, man, to see these young, sensational athletes and not just athletes, student athletes, do what they do and do it for their teammates, their coaches, their communities, people from around the country watching in on YSN. It is so important to me that people recognize that these young people, these coaches that are sacrificing their time and giving their God-given talents on full display for everybody to see, they're heroes. They're heroes. And we want to celebrate them as well. Speaking of heroes to celebrate, boy, we can kick things off or tip things off, so to speak, today with a gentleman you and I both look up to, both literally and figuratively.
That's the truth.
A guy who we love and we appreciate, and I know you got a chance to catch up with him. He is the girls coach and has been for quite some time and established quite the program over at Poland Seminary High School. Anthony, tell me about Nick Blanche.
Nick Blanche, as you just said, the head coach of the Poland girls basketball team. And when you say coaches that know how to build the foundation of a program, Nick Blanche is right up there with the best of them, because he's had so many years where people have said, well, you lost this player, you've lost this group of players, you're not going to be good anymore. And he kind of proves what the culture of a program can do. You can lose talent, you can have talent graduate, and you can still find a way to go win games with the right culture. That's what Poland has continued to do throughout the years. I remember when Jackie Grisdale graduated, and everyone said, well, okay, now Poland's going to be down. They just kept winning with the next group of seniors and the next group of seniors and the next group of seniors. And even last year when they were bugged with injuries and they had a lot of their key players out for the rest of the year, they still found a way into that NE8 conversation, and they finished tied for a second in the conference because their culture is just good enough to weather the storms of whether it be injuries or graduating great players or whatever it may be. He builds a great culture in a program, and it's one that I think a lot of coaches should, and I think do actually look up to. If you talk to area coaches, especially in the NE8, they say, hey, we want to beat Nick Blanche because we have to, because we're the competitors, but like the respect they have for what he's done at Poland is way up here inside the NE8. So without further ado, I guess let's go right to him and the head coach of the Poland girls basketball team and my good friend Nick Blanche. Maybe. Anthony Hartwig here with the Poland girls basketball coaches corner and season preview. We're joined for another great year with head coach Nick Blanche as he heads up the girls basketball team in Poland once again. Nick, thanks for coming on, talking to us like you do every year.
Thanks for having me. Always love seeing you guys.
Yeah, I haven't gotten sick of us yet, which is step number one. Step number one.
Never will.
Well, just you wait. Just you wait. Coach, another season is come and gone. Before we talk about this one, let's talk about a little bit of a recap of last year and what you think the returning players can learn from last year's experience.
Yeah, well, we lost 3 big ones last year. We had 3 starters out. We lost both Harrell sisters, Kate and Lucy, and Sophia Generalovic, who's doing great things. They're all doing great things now in college. Lucy's playing lacrosse. Sophia playing soccer, wrapping her season up at John Carroll. So I'm proud of everybody. I mean, Kate's finding her niche in the classroom and continuing to excel. So I'm proud of those 3 for everything they're doing and they have done for this program. But now you got 3 open spots. So, we had some injuries last year, as you know, and that changes the season as it goes. So this year, I mean, we got 8 freshmen this year, so we're excited about that. A lot of youth. Got 4 great seniors leading the pack, 2 juniors, and then we got 4 sophomores. So excited to see what happens there. But it's a new year, fresh start, clean palette, and just getting some people healthy, and we'll see what it's like. But we open up December 1st, so we still got 25 days to go before we have to kick it off for real. So we got some scrimmages ahead and play up and see how we do. Let these young kids learn and let these older kids be great leaders.
Let's talk about those leaders and the roster that you're going to put up. Who are some names that we have to know? I'm sure there's a lot of familiar faces, but like you said, some new faces coming in too. Who are the players that we're going to need to know for Poland girls basketball this year?
Yeah, there's going to be quite a few of them. Start with my captains. My senior captains are Eliana Thompson and Leanna Bocherry. Both of them battled injuries last year. Eliana only played a handful of games and then was out. Tried to come back several times. Still bothering, still has a bothered injury from last year, but she's on the mend. She's doing great things, battling her way back. I'm proud of her. And Lily had that foot issue last year, and she was never really 100%, but she's fully healed, ready to go. So excited for her. And then we have 2 other seniors, Lauren Koss and Lily McDonald, both going to be great leaders off the bench and coming off and doing great things for us. And really the example they set just by the great attitude and positive teammates they are, does a great job in the locker room for us, keeping good team chemistry and showing these younger kids what it's supposed to be like in a quality program.
All right, we transition from the roster to the schedule, and as always, we start with the conference inside the NE8. Last year, it was a wild, wild west kind of NE8 where everyone could beat everyone at any given time, and the winner had 3 losses at the end of the season in Girard. So everyone seemed like they were in it throughout the whole span of the season. What do you expect out of the conference this year, and how do you think Poland can get back on top?
It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a knockdown, drag out. You got a lot of equal teams. It's just going to come down to who has the better night. I mean, like one night last year, we played Lakeview twice in 3 nights with all the rescheduling and things that took place. One night we beat them, and then the next night they slaughtered us. So it was just kind of like, how are you going to do that? Why is it so different? It's just a matter of who's hitting shots that night and who's not. And they struggled one night and we struggled the other night. So, and I think we're going to see a lot of games like that this year in the conference, but a lot of good coaches, got some new coaches over at Niles and Hubbard. And we'll see what happens over there and what they bring to the table. But nonetheless, those kids are going to be competitive. And everybody's always out to hit Poland with their best shot. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm excited to watch these kids grow and my older kids lead. It's been a great start to the year.
This is the first year we're talking to you where you're not the reigning NE8 champions. Do you think not? I mean, you always have the target on your back because you're just Poland and you just said it, but do you think not having the pressure of, all right, we're reigning champs, do you think that lets everyone play a little bit more loose?
I just think it focuses the target on somebody else because for the first time in the history of the conference, it wasn't us at the top of it at the end. But I think it's good motivation for us, and I don't think anybody will ever sleep on Poland girls basketball. I think we always put a quality product out there no matter what our skill level is. We always have the heart full, and we do the best that we can to the best of our abilities. So you may get us, but it's never going to be a cakewalk for you in most cases, unless you're just that many levels ahead of us, which sometimes we do with some people on our schedule get us. I mean, last year against Canfield, we struggled to shoot the ball at their place, which is a tough gym to play, and wasn't very pretty, but our kids they cared. I mean, it meant something to them, and they tried till the very end. But every once in a while you'll run into that, but it'll never be because of lack of effort in this program, which is what I'm most proud of. So I'm excited and motivated. I'm always motivated, but a little bit extra this year to have that ripped from us, and well earned. I mean, Gerard had a heck of a year last year. Kudos to Joe and what he did over there. And now he's going to have to wear that target and see what it feels like to have everybody giving him their best shot.
We go from the NE8 to outside of it in the non-conference schedule, which you guys always have a very fun and exciting non-conference schedule. Who pops up outside of the NE8 that you're really excited about this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's always good ones. The one that's new this year, we have a new contract set up with LeBray, Mandy Rose over there, and we've been trying to get together. And that's one that really highlights out because I think it's two quality programs that are going to be battling at each other. We have Marlington, which I think is another quality program. We have them later in the year. We open up with Badger, and that was a good game last year. And they have some people healed up as well, and some new 8th graders that are going to be freshmen, I guess, that are going to be in the mix that are supposed to be pretty good. So, I mean, that's just to name a few. I'm pretty excited about that. We have Mooney on the schedule as well. Coach Diorio always does a great job over there. So I know they'll be prepared and ready to go. So, it is what it is. We open up one at a time, December 1st against Badger. So we'll see how that goes and then transition from there. But like I said, we just have to worry about us and stay healthy, which after last year, that's going to be a major emphasis. Staying healthy and just staying in that team concept. Don't worry about one person having to be the hero. It doesn't work like that in this program. If we're going to be successful like we have in the past, we've got to be able to share the ball, play good team defense, and actually care about the person next to you in the locker room. So hopefully we continue to go on the path we are, and it ends up being a great season, which I'm really excited for.
Coach, you said it at the top. This is 25 days until the season starts. We're getting you a little bit earlier on in the season previews. What is on the checklist of things you want to do in practices and scrimmages before December 1st that you want to make sure get done and get worked out?
Well, with losing 3 starters, you have a bunch of people in new spots right now. You have younger kids that are now older that have bigger roles on the team, and you have 8 freshmen, that you're trying to work in the mix as well, and you're trying to build their confidence. They're going from playing against just 13-year-olds and they've had a lot of success, but now you're going to be going up against 17 and 18-year-old kids. They're going to be bigger. They're going to be stronger. They're going to know what that varsity floor is like, and you're going to try to make that jump for some of these kids from 8th grade all the way up to play JV varsity basketball, and it's easy to get down on yourself and feel like you're not good enough to be there. So I really have been trying to pump these kids up, pushing them. We always talk about having a good attitude, being coachable, good attitude, good effort every day. And they've done that for the most part. But we are going to hit bumps. There's going to be days where nothing's going right for them, and they've got to be able to go ahead and make the next play and stay in the game and not take themselves out of it just from not being mentally strong to overcome some adversity. So we're really focused on that. And my older kids, just getting them to understand the role that they have now. I mean, they are being watched. Everything that we do, these younger kids are watching, and how are they doing it? What is their effort? What's their attitude like? They're not saying that, but of course they're watching and trying to emulate what the older kids are doing. So the older kids need to realize you have a bigger spotlight on you this year, and you need to make sure you do it for them as it's been done for you in years past. So, just watching them continue to grow and gain their confidence and overcome some adversity and still battle. And most importantly, have fun while doing it. And that's basically the things that I'm focused on these next 25 days, as well as the next 3 months as we progress through this season.
No matter what the team looks like or what it looked like in the past, there's always something that unique about a team. There's always something that makes them a little bit different than teams in the past. I know you haven't had this team for too long yet with the practices, but I'm sure you spent so much time with them in the summer as well. What do you think is going to make this team unique from maybe teams past in Poland?
Well, I will tell you this. We just had our first team practice with everyone actually here from soccer and whatnot this Tuesday. So you're talking, we've had 3 full team practices so far. So again, we're going to scrimmage on Saturday, a big one, West Branch with a bunch of teams and stuff. I mean, we don't have anything, everything in by any means. But what makes this unique is just the amount of young kids that we have in the mix. Like over the years, I've always had probably one freshman involved in the mix, maybe two, but we've always had an abundance of upperclassmen to take the load. This year, I mean, we're looking at anywhere from like 3 to 5 freshmen rotating around in the mix. So that's the biggest thing that makes this team unique is the amount of youth that's going to be jumping from 8th grade basketball all the way up to play varsity basketball. So that is definitely by far, I've never had a team like this and this young on the floor. But, I just did the season preview today with one of the other publications I had to send out, and like points per game with what's returning. I think the high is like 4 point something. Ellie had like 9, but she only played like a handful of games, like I said. But she'll be okay. But other than that, I think the next closest was like 4. And then I had a bunch that were like 1 point or 0.2. So, I mean, like trying to develop some scoring and watching those kids take that big leap and grow as we go. That's what makes this unique more than any other year.
Coach, every time we do this, we also give you the chance to highlight your coaching staff and the people that are kind of behind the scenes, making sure this program is what it is. So I want to give you the time to do that again, talk about your staff and the other people in the program and in the school that make coaching at Poland and coaching this girls basketball team easier on you and less on your plate.
Yep. Well, I got the same staff as I did last year, which I always think consistency is key. It's hard to find good coaches. It's hard to find coaches in general. And I'm very lucky to have the people I have here. Good people, care about the girls, and want what's best for them. I have Brooke Rowe heading up my freshman team this year, former player. You know her very well. And she has overcome a lot in her career as far as 3 ACL injuries and battled back to play her senior year. She's leading the way. The girls know the tread she's been through and battled all the way through and overcome. She's doing a great job. Young coach, energetic, positive. So I'm excited to have her. John Dubeck's back again. John's been around. He's been at Struthers. He's been at Austintown. He's here with us the past few years, doing a great job, taking over more in the weight room again this year, leading the pack there as well as out on the floor. And you have Al Masai, who is with us again this year. Al is just do it all. He does the video breakdown stuff for us a lot of times, helps a lot on the scouting reports, always has great ideas. And he's becoming more outspoken this year, which I love. He's getting out there talking more and more and learning that role that what I want him to be. I want him more vocal and sharing his knowledge because he is very, very knowledgeable to the game of basketball. He's doing a great job so far out of the gate. And last but not least is Belagaitis. Hall of Fame Belagaitis this year got inducted, rightfully so, into our Poland Hall of Fame. So she comes around. She's got her big girl job now, so she can't be here every day. But when she does get opportunities to come work with the kids, she definitely gets over here, and they all know what she's all about, and they see her name and picture all over our locker room from things she's accomplished while being here. So that rounds out our coaching staff, and you can't forget about our team trainer either, Kirsty. She's back again, and the things she has to go through to get all these kids through a year, I mean, it's something. So, we appreciate all she puts through too. She's just as much as on the staff as anybody else.
Kirsty's the GOAT. We'll give her, her round of applause. She is the best you can have, Coach. You guys are blessed with a great trainer.
Yeah, we cannot take her for granted.
Nope, I don't think you can. And then the teams that come to Poland can't either because she's kind of in charge of them too.
Yeah.
Coach, 25 days, man. 25 days. The countdown's on. I got the paper chain getting worked on in the back, so we'll have a countdown to Poland. We'll be at a lot of games this year, like always. We can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see what Poland does this year. We thank you for your time, and we'll see you again very, very soon.
I'm excited for you to learn a whole lot of new names this year, Anthony. And as always, we appreciate everything YSN does for us. So thank you for highlighting Poland girls basketball.
Just give me a pronunciation guide, man. That's all we got. All we need.
I got you.
Nice job. Very nice job. They tried to end it a little bit more. I mean, it was good. It was good. I thought you were going to throw in another something or else, or Coach was going to throw in a little jab at the end there, maybe. But Anthony says, "That's it. End now." Good. How can you not love Coach Blanche? He's straightforward dude. Cares so much, so much about not only the girls on his team, the coaches on his staff, but the community that shows up and supports not just the girls basketball program, but every program. That dude just loves Poland, loves sports, and certainly loves what he does on a daily basis. It shows.
Yeah, and one of the things that you talk about Coach Blanche is he has not an unwavering standard. I should say not just an unwavering standard of what you're doing on the basketball court, but like I said before we played the interview, he has an unwavering standard on what the culture in the team's going to be. If you aren't contributing to the culture that he wants, you're not going to have too much of a role or a place in his team. So he makes sure that the standard of the culture and the standard of the family atmosphere goes first and foremost. The basketball will figure itself out. He's always been that guy that's been like, hey, you know what? Results will come as a product of the way we work and the way we kind of have this culture that we have. But that's not the priority, as he kind of puts it. And I think that's why they honestly win so many games, because they don't have it as the number one priority isn't winning, it's culture. So that's why they're able to build a team that does keep winning, because it's kind of a byproduct of what you make of the priority is the culture. So I think that's one of the big reasons why Poland's been successful for the last 8 years under Nick Blanche.
And certainly for Coach Blanche, it's not just a buzzword. Culture is something that a lot of people sit there and they go, we're going to change the culture. We're going to do this about our culture. This is our culture. Mm-hmm. There's an authenticity when you talk about coaches around this area, and specific coaches around this area that have made it their mission to change the culture, to identify a culture of just expectation, like you mentioned and you guys talked about in the interview. You can't just say things, and you can't just show up, for 3 months out of the year and expect things to go right. This is something that some of these girls have put 12 months of work into to get to this point. Coaches have put 12 months of work into for these 3 months. And yes, I'm saying 12 months, do the math. It doesn't add up. Oh, but it does. They're already thinking, no, don't get me wrong. They're talking about and working on this year, but make no mistake about it. He's building something for next year right now, right this minute. And essentially when you start doing that, when you can juggle some of those things and you can start building a program and not worry about what you say or who you say it to necessarily, just go out and trust each other and believe that you have the best interest in mind for whoever's out there wearing the same colored jersey. That is culture, my friend. And that's what Coach Blanche has so just expertly developed and delivered here to us on YSN each and every year that we've known him. And certainly we're excited to see if weird to say, if the Dogs can bounce back this year.
That's something that we haven't had to say before. This is, like you said, the first year since the NE8 was conceived that the Bulldogs are coming in without the reigning champion moniker, and someone else has that, so someone else has the bigger target. So for the first time, the Dogs are going to be on the chase instead of being the ones that are being chased. So we'll see how the program responds to being the chaser rather than the chasee.
Chaser.
As soon as I said that, I was like, I'm painting myself into a corner here, but I had to finish.
That's all right. I appreciate it. Hey, way to finish it. I appreciate that. You're putting yourself out there. It is so hard for me to wrap my head around it as basketball season, and it's one thing that I've actually been looking forward to, when football gets tough and, oh man, I can't wait. Just give me the basketball season. Just give me the hoops. Right. And then it gets here and you're like, oh man, wow, it's here. And they start on the 21st, girls basketball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then
a
the
week
boys
from
start
Friday.
on the 26th. Crazy. I mean, there's a potential that we have football games and basketball games going on at the same time.
Yeah, and actually we will, because we're not going to have all of our teams eliminated this Friday. So we're going to have playoff games next Friday the 21st, no matter what. And we're gonna have basketball going on too.
Bobby Havrilla says, I can't wait for girls basketball. Yeah, neither can we. I mean, it's exciting. It is, all basketball here is exciting. And it's been a while. I mean, you can argue, and people always do, that Hoban bringing home the state championship for YSN from that
Louisville
perspective.
last year.
Louisville last year, but people are going to sit there and point the finger and say, well, they're not really. Okay, I get it. From a Youngstown standpoint, I agree with you. But from a YSN coverage standpoint, we're winning titles and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And because we got those teams, and we're very, very blessed, very, very lucky and fortunate to have these teams that are so good. And when you think about state championships, and sometimes it's and we were discussing it with Andy on the Yak Cast last week. It's not necessarily always black or white, championship or not,
Right.
success of a coach, of a program. Because if that's your standard, is we're either going to be the last one standing or it's an unsuccessful year, that is quite the expectation for a program and for a group of high schoolers.
Yeah, you have to build that expectation first. Like you have to get to a spot like Berlin Highland, back in their run where they had like I think 10 straight years where they were pretty much in that mode where it's we don't win a state championship, it's a bust because we have got. But they didn't start out that way. They didn't. That coach didn't walk into the room going, "All right, this year, first year I'm here. If we don't win a state championship, it is a failure of a season." You got to kind of build the program to that point, and I think every coach's dream is to get to the point where, if we don't win a state championship, it's a failure, but you can't just start there. You got to build there. You got to get to that point.
Yeah, I apologize. I had to take a look at my phone because there was a pretty important message on the other end of that one. We will have, sort of. We will have the Carter-Mooney Cardinals on this week, so I'm excited to get them on. We got to work on the study hall times and the times where we can interview, but excited for Coach Colpreet to be on. First time interviewing him officially on one of our. We interviewed him at I forget what it was, the thing at the Athletics, which is right outside our door, so it wasn't real hard to do. Right. First time I've met him, impressed to say the least. I mean, and that was before they even played a game. His character, what he's been able to build in a short time frame at Carter-Mooney has been nothing short of impressive. I mean, it is quite impressive to see what they've been able to do this year, and I can only imagine, and they're just getting started. So we will reach out to some players this week. We'll get coach. We'll get some players on right before they take on Garrettsville Garfield this Friday at 7 p.m. right here on YSN. And just as an update, we will have the Yak Cast available for consumption. It's not for purchase. Unlike someone tried to purchase it. I don't know how, but you don't have to purchase it. You just watch it. You just sit back and enjoy. And the other thing real interesting about the Yak Cast is we've had quite the reaction, quite the response from the general public, but also people, very important people, as a matter of fact, asking to be on Friday. So we have some guests. And for those of you Andy Hake lovers out there, or those of you in the minority that don't like Andy, you're not going to like it on Friday because Andy will be with us all night, all evening long on the Yak Cast. Mike Ackelson will join us as well. Of course, the legendary Anthony Hartwig will be part of it. And we've got some special guests lined up. As of now, we had a special guest last week, and it changed very quickly on Friday with plans. So we will have the Yak Cast. And as of right this minute, I believe we have 5 games. And I think that's going to be the extent of the coverage because I believe 2 games, the Hoban game and the Fitch game, are being covered by Spectrum, which essentially ends our opportunities to cover them for that particular contest. Right. So if you're an Austintown Fitch lover and supporter and wondering why we're not going to be at the game, this week? Well, it's because they pulled the Spectrum card, and Walsh Jesuit and Fitch are going to be on Spectrum. So I don't even know how to get it. Otherwise, we'll tell you. We'd show you. We'd walk you through it. And if you're a Hoban fan, you're no stranger to being on Spectrum because there's a lot of games that are out there on Spectrum that we kind of get blocked and boxed out. So we're doing everything in our power to get as many games we possibly can. It will still be, as far as I know, there's been no major sponsors stepping up and saying, hey, you know what, we're just going to take this. We're working on perhaps one. Could be a last-minute thing, but it's going to be $9.99 as it looks right now, once again, for the 5 games. So that's only like $2 a game.
Right.
I still think that's worth the price of admission. Unless you're going to complain, then just don't buy it. Like, don't need it. We don't need your $10. West Branch and Perry could be the best game in the state.
In the state, that's a bold statement. But I agree. I think a lot of people are looking at, obviously, because it's a little bit more local, a lot of people are looking at the Girard-Poland game, which will be great. It's going to be hard to live up to the first matchup, though. I feel like that first matchup was so, like, everything you want out of a high school football game and a rivalry and a game that really decided the championship. It's going to be hard to, like, one-up that. So I'm just hoping that it's not like a letdown, which I don't think it will be. But it's like, it's really hard to live up to a game that came down to the 2-point conversion, walk-off touchdown, 2-point conversion from Girard. Unless it goes to like double overtime or something, which would be really.
Who has
cool.
the advantage in a game like that? The team that won or the team that lost? Who in your mind?
I still think I think it's the team that won because they just have, like, they know, hey, we beat them, like, we got this. As long as you don't feel that into overconfidence and you don't kind of walk into the game with the wrong mindset, which I don't think Girard will. Yeah, I think you still have the advantage knowing that, like, you did everything you had to do to win the game. Poland has to kind of figure out what can we do different to win this game. What plays do we have to make different to win this game? Girard has to go, we won. We made enough plays the first time. What can we do to win it by more? Or be a little bit more comfortable or not have to go down to a 2-point conversion. But Poland has to go, what plays do we have to make just to win? Because we didn't win the first time. So I think in that scenario, Girard does have the advantage a little bit, knowing that they won, having that confidence that they won the matchup, no matter how slim the margin.
That's interesting because, I mean, you think back to last year, it was South Range and Poland going for the double decker on the year, and Poland controlled that ball game all game. And then Toy and Titus.
Yeah.
It was a different Toy, but Toy and Titus hooked up again, and boy, the rest is history. But to me, and I'm not saying anything against Girard here because there's part of me that agrees with you. There's also part of me that says Tom Pavlansky is a cerebral type of a coach, and he's going to sit there and go, okay, what did we learn from last year, and what did we learn from last game against Girard? And if there's any team, and I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to sound crazy, if there's any team that looked like they benefited from that 1 week of rest, it was the Poland Bulldogs last week. And in a game that we all thought was going to be close, and it really never was post the halftime show. You know what I mean? It was Poland came out and just dominated the second half, and it was impressive. They shut down not one but 2 outstanding running backs and out of the backfield and Liberty, something that nobody's been able to do thus far this year. They did it when it counted. I mean, Girard has a lot of weapons. They've got more than just 2 weapons. They've got more than 3 weapons. Basically, they've got an entire fleet, an army of weapons here on this Veterans Day. But I would say that Poland is just as kind of locked in. Poland also has a discrete bunch of weapons in their armory, and it's going to be an interesting game on Friday night. Certainly looking forward to this one on YSN. But yeah, the West Branch Perry, that's not a bad game either.
And that's going to be a really good kind of like, you look at the Girard-Poland game, different styles. I mean, obviously Girard likes to spread you out a little bit more, but then you look at West Branch and Perry, they play almost the same style of football. It's going to be just who plays it better in that matchup and who's going to be the one that,
right?
Who's going to be the one that kind of comes through with the bigger kind of attitude and bigger willingness to control the tempo. And you look at the Perry game in week 12, it was 13-6 at halftime. And NDCL, obviously a good team, plays a really big schedule. But they kind of, like a lot of teams that had that bye week, they took a minute to kind of gas up. You wonder if this game, are they going to take a minute again, or are they going to be in full lock mode from the kickoff? So I'm interested to see if Perry plays a more consistent game than they did off that bye week.
I think with Perry being the home team, it is going to favor the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the experience of rolling through the playoffs as they've done in recent years, advantage Pirates. But the spontaneity of the West Branch Warriors, the ability in one of the most calculated, risk-taking coaches in the entire area, in Tim Cooper, and some of the weapons that he has to execute. Sometimes you look at West Branch and it's like watching a video game. You know, it's just toys in a toy box for Coach Timmy, and he's been able to deliver week in, week out on seemingly every single game that they've won. I mean, outside of the Canfield game, Ant, they've been pretty unstoppable, and they're out to prove it here in week 13.
Yeah, when you look at this game, it might be the lowest scoring game that we have on the network this week because both teams just hang their hats so much on defense. Perry gave up 6 points last week to NDCL, and West Branch's defense has always been very, very good, very hard to score on. So it might be the lowest scoring game in the YSN family this week.
Sean and Derpy chiming in. Good to see you, Derp. I think we had some issues with the comments. Did you see that earlier? I think it still says it on the bottom. Can't post comments. It's interesting. We appreciate everybody out there commenting and getting
to some destination. So I think I don't
know. We're experimenting, and I'm doing a really bad job at this vertical thing, this Mars thing, because you haven't been able to see my head. It's been like this pretty much for the entire show. So I got to get better at that, because on our screen it's like. It's this way. It's horizontal. And then there's a side screen now, thanks Mars, that is now vertical. And now you can see my head. But if I'm doing this, which I usually do, no bueno. So we've got to be, I mean, it's tough to teach an old dog new tricks, but I got to learn some tricks here. So that way we don't have to, we're good on the gram, so to speak. We just got our gram back.
Don't take it from us again, please.
And I don't even know if we're on the gram right now, to be honest with you, because it wouldn't let me sign in or press the button. So I don't know. It says we are. It says we're live on the left side, but it's got the green check mark up top. So I don't know. They keep changing this on us, and the stuff's in new things. I checked on Instagram during the Nick Blanche interview. I couldn't find it. So maybe we're on the dark web.
The dark side of Instagram.
Bobby Havrilla says Cleveland, Villa Angela, St. Joe is no slouch.
No.
We didn't say that, did we?
No. But I think he's just climbing into
it's in general.
Who Canfield, I think. That's who plays VASJ, who they have to play.
They don't have Bo Jackson anymore, so that's a good thing for Canfield. That's good news for the red and black attack.
Trying to make sure I'm right. Yeah, Canfield versus VASJ.
Yeah, Canfield has VASJ.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the premier football teams. We've seen, in the past years, we've seen Mooney go up against them and have a really good game. We've seen Ursuline last year go up against them and have a really good game. So I think everyone knows what kind of program Villa and St. Joe's has. So they're not gonna be overlooked. I guarantee that.
But they're coming to Canfield. They're coming to Bob Dove Field. And thank goodness, because if it were at VASJ, that's the one we can't get in, right? Because they only have like one side of the bleachers. And
yeah, it's a weird setup there.
Was it Mooney last year that played there and we couldn't get in? I can't remember who it was. It was something like that. But anyway, We're excited that we will have that game live for you on pay-per-view. The Power Pass, Power Play on YSN starts this Friday, 6:45. We'll have all the guys logged in, ready to go. So you'll be able to get your game right at kickoff. You won't miss a thing. And then again, if you're an Austintown Fitch fan, supporter, you're going to have to look towards Spectrum or the OHSA website to get your coverage this week of the Falcons. We're sorry. We would be there naturally, but they don't like it. They don't like playing by the rules. And these side gigs, I know we did a lot of ranting yesterday, but like these side deals that don't include the districts, they bother me.
Right.
They bother me. I know it's the tournament. I know it's the OHSA's, to own. But if, we pay a $200 or some dollar fee for every single game we go to, and the schools don't get a nickel of that fee. And we're taking their electricity. We're taking their, space up in the press box, and the OHSA just right in the pocket, stole their lunch money. Not a fan. Not a fan. And yet here they are, and they can dictate who gets the games and who doesn't too, by the way. So good on you, OHSA, you sack of stubs. Gosh, I hate those guys sometimes.
They suck.
They suck. We are on to the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical. Did you see these new things up here? Yeah. Nope, you haven't, probably. They show both vertical and horizontal now on the little mini things.
Oh.
Anyway, thanks, StreamYard. It's like reading Chinese now. Reading Mandarin.
There's too many things to look at.
It's just a lot. And I've got two 32-inch screens in front of me, and I'm sitting there like, what is this? This is ridiculous. Or redonkulous, as we said in the 90s. It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical, and just like us at YSN, they are available to you 24/7, 365 at DickeyElectric.com. Did that sound weird too? It sounded different.
Not on mine.
You sound different too. Maybe it's my computer. I don't know. It sounds like there's multiple people. Maybe that's why we shouldn't have both of these screens up.
And now to me, you sound a little bit muffled, like someone took your mic and has your hand over it or something.
How about now?
Now you sound great. Just like you did before the Spark.
Stupid microphone. It's the OHSA.
They did it. They did it.
They shot down our satellites. I wonder if they shot down radar satellites too.
Oh, they're down. They're down.
What's your spark there, Cowboy?
I got two of them. First and foremost, yesterday we put out a post on our social medias asking for any veterans that were a part of the YSN family, whether they were current members of the YSN family or they were alumni of a team that's in the YSN family, if they wanted to get shouted out. We did have one response on Facebook from Brandon J. Puerto Rica. Hope I am saying that correctly. He was a sergeant, I should say, in the U.S. Air Force from 08 to 21. So 13 years of great service in the U.S. Air Force. He is an Edgewood grad. And the one real thing that he has done that I think we all know about, because we've covered a couple of these games, he established the Battle of the Bell traveling trophy from 2015 to 2018, where, you would be kind of like every game, every week, there would be a different site that he would go to, and he would have a traveling bell trophy that the winning team would get the ring. It was featured in Ashtabula, Trumbull, and Mahoning County. So we want to give him a shout out because we want to make sure that we're shouting out the veterans that want to be shouted out and that have done great things for the YSN community and also done great things for our country as veterans. So shout out to you, Sergeant. Thank you for your service. And then my second spark today is Beaver Volleyball in the state semifinals tonight at North Allegheny High School. They will play Oakland Catholic for the third time this season. Two teams have split the two games so far. They've both swept each other. Oakland Catholic swept in the regular season. Beaver swept them back in the WPIAL playoffs. So it's the rubber match. It's at North Allegheny. Beaver in the third straight state semifinal, trying to punch their ticket to the first state championship in that run. So good luck to the Bobcats, and we hope you bring back some wins and get to that state final.
Where's the state final? Do we know?
I think it's at Penn State.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you going? And
Yeah, I won't go to Penn State.
Oh,
If I had a working car, I would go to North Allegheny High School and see their semifinal.
Is it down?
But my car is in the shop, so I am stuck. Well, we have a rental van, but it's not a mobility van, so it's really hard to get the wheelchair in there. So not worth the trip to North Allegheny tonight, unfortunately, on my end. I would go there in a heartbeat if I could, but unfortunately, gonna have to watch it and watch Twitter updates and see if we can get a win.
We are Penn State. I know.
I almost got one this week. I felt for Mike
but
Aggleson.
they didn't. But
man,
they didn't.
that catch was probably the catch of the year. That was ridiculous. And Gus Johnson's call.
Who's your? Did you like it?
Was, let me just put it this way: if you're a fan of Gus Johnson, you probably liked it. If you're not a fan of Gus Johnson, you rolled your eyes like, "Oh my!" It was vintage Gus Johnson. It was like his normal having a stroke kind of call.
And I like Gus Johnson a lot.
He lost,
but it was a lot. It was.
Give him the Heisman now.
And listen, who am I? Who am I to? I mean, I am nobody. I am nobody. Gus got a little excited. Gus gets millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to get really excited.
Right.
But I couldn't. I mean, you couldn't even understand what he was saying at the time until even now. Okay. I mean, in my head, I'm like, okay, he did that on purpose because most of these guys have them kind of drawn up what they're going to say. And he forced it a little bit. And I know if Mendoza gets the Heisman, which it's possible. It's very possible. They're going to run that back 800 times.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what he was doing, right?
Yep.
In announcers' heads, you have to be thinking about how are they going to use this? How are they going to repurpose this? And you have to make sure you're the guy because you're the only one in that booth. Now, there were a lot of people watching that game and broadcasting that game. So it couldn't just be Johnson, but he made it so it was just too over the top and just, I mean, it's just what it was. Just vomit. That's what it was. Sayin deserves it. I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure I could go out and be a Heisman candidate if I had those wide receivers that Sayin does.
Right, one of his wide receivers deserves it, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, or Jeremiah. I could go down that route. Mendoza. Listen,
only if he wins the Big Ten, maybe we can have that conversation. Like, go beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, then we can talk.
It's in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
it's in Indianapolis. So, it's not going to be a home game per se, but I would imagine Ohio State fans always show up. There's no doubt about it. But
oh yeah.
I'm guessing there's a couple
of
Ohio State
close to a home game as you can get if you're Indiana, and they both have to finish the job and get there, of course. But it looks like they're both going to.
There's a few homers here on this show that like Ohio State, and they'll sit there and be like, Sayin's the guy. I don't know. Like I'm not an Ohio State fan per se. Mm-hmm. Like I like Ohio. I might in fact love it. However, I don't like the way they treated Tressel, and I still don't like the way they treat Jim Tressel. So I stand on business for Jimmy T. I am nobody's Huckleberry for Ohio State. On to shut up, Sam. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Ohio State. How are the Browns doing? Raise your hand for that one. Anyway, that's going to do it for our show.
Do you have a spark? I think did you just I kind of hijacked your segment. Did you have one? I apologize.
No, you can have 2 sparks. I'll take 0. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really have much. I mean, the veterans thing at the beginning was pretty much it.
Just wanted to make sure.
Hey, go thank a veteran.
Please.
And if you're a parent out there, tell your kids to go thank a veteran and explain why. We had that little conversation this morning. Z-Man, he better be shaking hands and saying thank you. A lot of them. Things did not go well for the Z-Meister this morning.
Ooh.
But that's called parenting, and it's called learning and being 7. That is going to do it for our show. If you are out there, go out there and thank a veteran today. Look them in the eye. Take off your ball cap. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done for this country. Thank you for your sacrifice. That's how you do it. And you slip that bad boy back on. Want to give them a little salute. Get on about your day. Just know you made their day better because they made all your days better. Right. That's going to do it for our show. Anthony, I'm positive we're going to be better tomorrow because, boy, golly, that's just how we roll. Just how we roll.
Got Aaron Pounds, the head coach of the Howland girls basketball team, joining us live at 12:15. So that'll make us better because live guests are always better. So,
no, not always.
Not always.
A lot of I mean, listen, there's just being on this show and just giving us time for interviews, right? Like Coach Blanche. Mm-hmm. That was a great interview. I don't know if you could say better or worse than anybody else, right? It's a great interview. And he's done it a billion times for us. Thank you for your service, Coach Blanche. We appreciate it. Anthony's trying to muffle you here and put you below live guests. I'm joking, man. Calm down.
I didn't say anything.
I could feel it. The tension was rising. The tension and the tide were rising. onto tomorrow we go. Thanks to Coach Blanche for stopping by, certainly, and giving us some of his time and educating us on the Poland Seminary girls basketball team. Thank you to you for watching. Thank you to all of our veterans for serving and for your sacrifice. And we will see you tomorrow. And Anthony, as we always say, may the sports be with you.
And you, my friend.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.